What's up, you guys? It's your girl Deja D, and if this is your first time seeing me on your screen, make sure it's not your last, and hit the subscribe button, and also cut the post notification bell on so you'll get updated every time I upload a new video. Today's video is sponsored and in partnership with Niche, and I am here to tell you all why I picked and how I picked my school, which is Hampton University. If you don't know, I am a second year, almost a third year at Hampton University, and I am a psychology major, journalism minor from the gorgeous Prince George's, Maryland. And here is exactly why and how I picked to go to my school. So a few little background things from me. I am from Prince George's County, and here it is predominantly African American, and I just grew up in schools and stuff with a whole bunch of African American students. So I knew that my first time away from home, I definitely wanted to, still feel kind of like at home. So an HBCU was the best choice for me. The only school that I applied to that was not an HBCU that I was actually interested in was VCU. And so this is kind of how it all played out. I got accepted to a lot of schools, but I knew I wanted to go to HBCU. I just wanted that HBCU feel. It's just something about that. If you go to an HBCU, definitely comment below and let me know what school you go to. And if I'm being quite honest, I was going to go to North Carolina A&T. North Carolina A&T was just the school for me. I don't know. It was just something about it. I just loved everything that I seen about North Carolina A&T. So that was honestly the best school that I really wanted to go to. I also was looking at Spelman as well as Howard, but like I said, I'm from Prince George's County, Maryland, and Howard was a little close to home. I kind of wanted to go a little bit further away, so I wanted to go somewhere far that's like you have to plan a trip to go there. You can't just get up and be like, oh, let's go see DEJA. Like, my family wouldn't just be like, let's go see DEJA. I don't think that, they would have done that. Like, I don't think they're like those type of parents or whatever, or my family's those type of people. But I definitely wanted it to be like I was away from home, so I couldn't just run home if I need anything. I know a lot of people who stay close to home and they just run home. Like, Sunday night dinner, they just go home and, wash your clothes. No, I definitely wanted to gain a sense of independence. So I wanted to go somewhere that was far enough for me to not, you can't just pop up, and also close enough that I did not have to take an airplane. It was very important for me to not have to take an airplane to school because I wanted the transition to be very easy. I know a lot of people that go to my school that are from the West Coast or from super far away from the school that they have to kind of take an airplane. I mean, you don't have to take an airplane anywhere if you live in the country, but you know what I mean. Like, nobody's driving 3 days to get to the school. It's not really something a lot of people do. So I didn't want to take an airplane to my school. I didn't want it to be like, that type of struggle to where, you got to come to school or get, a few days before the move-in to buy all your stuff and stay in a hotel and, go shopping and do this, that, and the third. No, I didn't want to have to do anything like that. I wanted everything to be where I buy it at home and we just drive it all the way out there. And that was cool. Once I realized that, I said, Atlanta might not be the best place for me to go because it's about a 10-hour drive, and nobody really wants to drive that for real. When Thanksgiving comes up, or if I need it, like, if an emergency comes up, I did not want to have to take a plane. I do take a train back and forth from school sometimes, with the holidays if nobody feels like picking me up. But yeah, I didn't want to go anywhere that a plane was like, you need to take a plane. So we already knew I wanted to go to an HBCU. I wanted to go to somewhere that was not really close, but not really far. So Atlanta kind of got like off the market. I also was going to apply to FAMU, but I kind of knew like already I'm not going all the way to Florida. Like, you can nip that in the butt. So I cut off FAMU. I cut off Spelman. And I knew I wanted to go to a top HBCU. And so what I mean by a top HBCU is I wanted to go to like the top 5. Like, I had really good grades. I wanted to go to like a Spelman, a Hampton, a Howard. Like, I wanted to go to the illustrious. And it's not to say that all HBCUs aren't good, but I wanted to go to like a top. And at the time, Hampton was like number 3. We were tied with Morehouse. So, we still top 10. I don't know really where we're at ranked right now, but I don't plan on transferring, so whatever. So, okay, we're knocking it down. We don't want to go anywhere too far. We didn't want to go anywhere too close. We wanted to go to a top HBCU. And, you know, that kind of left me with Hampton and North Carolina A&T at that point, because Howard was a little close. Spelman was a little too far. FAMU was far. Where else? Morgan was kind of close. So, you know, Hampton and North Carolina A&T. So I took all of my SAT tests and my ACT tests my junior year in high school. My senior year, I didn't have to take any tests because I already had my scores. And I was pretty content with my scores. You know, I didn't need to take it back. I think I had like an 1180. Honestly, I'm kind of feeling a little old right now. I think I had like an 1180. I know I didn't have a 1200 or nothing. I think I had an 1180 or an 1190. So I was pretty content with my scores. You know, a lot of the schools, their required scores was like 1,000 and a 9 something. So I felt like an 1190 was straight good for me. You know, I didn't need to shoot for the stars if all I need to do was get to the moon. It's like, no. But I was good with my scores. So I got accepted to all the schools that I just mentioned. I didn't apply to FAMU, so whatever. But I got accepted to all the schools, so now I just had to pick. But the only thing is, North Carolina A&T was my number one. And because, like I said, I applied to, I finished all my tests early. I applied to all my schools early. I don't know if it's early decision or early, which one it is. I did the non-binding one. So I think it was like early registration or whatever. I submitted early. So I knew every single school I got accepted to, as well as how much money they were offering before Christmas my senior year. So I knew everything before 2019. I knew everything, like all the schools. I knew how much I was getting from Howard. I knew how much I was getting from Spelman. I knew how much I was getting from Hampton. I knew I got accepted in, I knew everything about every school that I mentioned except for North Carolina A&T. So I just felt like, that was a representation, and it's not to bash anyone that goes to North Carolina A&T, but I had everything already done. So I wasn't sitting around waiting all day long for North Carolina A&T. I just felt like for me to have them as my top choice, I didn't feel as much as a priority to them. Like literally when Spelman sent me my acceptance letter, they also sent me my financial aid letter on how much they were offering to give me. North Carolina A&T, they waited so late to give me my acceptance letter. I knew before Christmas, but they waited so late, and I did not know how much money they were giving me until, I kid you all not, decision day for college is May the 1st. I knew how much money North Carolina A&T was giving me probably around April sometime. And like I said, I wasn't waiting for anything. Like my senior year came, classes like your senior year, you're just like passing, but you're not like, you're a senior, you're about to leave, you're not thinking about that. And I had already took my test, I already knew. So only thing on my mind right now is college. Like I'm not worrying about everything like that. Schools are already having their admitted students day, they're having their tours. I'm just so excited about college, and I'm ready to pick. People around me, they're like, what school are you going to? Everybody, all my friends, and then they kind of was knowing like and picking what schools they were going to. And I'm over here like, I want to go to North Carolina A&T, and North Carolina A&T ain't offering me no money, so I don't know what school I want to pick. But I'm like, I did everything super early, so I was ready. I'm just waiting on y'all. And I felt like I was putting them in such a high priority, and I didn't feel like I was putting a high priority. So I was just super excited, and I just went to Hampton's Admitted Students Day, and I loved it. I love the school. I love the Admitted Students Day. I love the programs they had. They had a really good psychology program. At the time, I wasn't looking to do journalism, but I was really like, they caught my eye. They caught my eye. I really liked it. The area, Hampton was not too far. Hampton's like 3 hours from where I live. So it was a good little ride, And then I also paid attention to what was around the outside of the campus. So, when you leave out of Hampton, there's like shopping centers, movie theaters, things that you could do outside of just the campus. And you did not need a car, because freshmen, we weren't able to have cars. So you didn't need a car to feel like you could get off campus. You could take a little Uber, 5-minute Uber, whatever like that, and you could get off campus real quick. At North Carolina A&T, literally you get off the campus and it's nothing but yeehaw grass. It's nothing but grass out there, and I felt like I would need a car, and we weren't able to have cars our freshman year, and I felt like an Uber was going to cost me a nice little, you know, a nice little piece of change. So I wanted to go somewhere that was definitely a little bit off of campus. You know, I could get off campus and not feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere. So I was in the middle of nowhere in North Carolina A&T, and I just didn't really like that. You know, I'm not from you know, super suburbs. I live in like I don't live in a city, but I'm used to being able to. I didn't live too far from DC, so if I wanted to go to DC, that was nothing for me to get in the city. If I wanted to be like in a more cityier place, I felt like A&T was kind of more countryer. Hampton's kind of country too, if we being a little bit honest, but it wasn't like dead grass and everything like that. You know, it was shopping centers and they're building up the area over there. Hampton offered me a lot of money. They were really quick with their response. I think Hampton offered me the most amount of money out of all the schools. So Hampton offered me a lot of money, and I ain't gonna put, you know, my business out there, but A&T, when they did offer me some money, they offered me less than Howard and Spelman. And I just felt like, you know, A&T's a really good school, but I'm gonna humble y'all a little bit because y'all like number 7 or number 8 on the list, and Howard and Spelman number 1 and number 2. So I just felt like, you know, my grades was really good. I had a 3.9 cumulative. My SAT score wasn't horrible, but I mean, it was pretty good. Like, my cum was daggone near a 4.0. So I did so many extracurricular activities. I was in ROTC. I had an ROTC scholarship at the time. So yeah, like I said, I also knew I didn't want to go to a school that a lot of people were going to. So I knew a lot of people from my high school were not going to A&T, and a lot of people from my high school were not going to Hampton. And I wanted to go to school with at least somebody I knew. So my friend Mackenzie, she go to Hampton. So I went to school, and we weren't roommates or nothing. We stayed in the same dorm, in the same hallway and everything. But I wanted to go to school where I knew someone, but I didn't want to know everybody. So I knew I didn't want to go to no schools around here because I wanted to, you know, do DEJA. I didn't want to bring no high school with me. When I graduated high school, I wanted to leave that there. When I want to see y'all, I'll see y'all at the reunion or when I come home and y'all in the local grocery stores. I didn't want to see y'all when I went to school. I wanted to go meet some new people. So, you know, that's a little bit on how I picked my wonderful school, Hampton University, and I'm going to change it for the world. I feel like it's the perfect size for me. I didn't want to go to a really big school. Like, you know, A&T is really big. I think the population there, and I might be wrong, but just the estimated ratio on like how big the school is, Hampton probably has 6,000 students. In North Carolina, A&T has like 26,000. So they might have like 16, but I know it was a really big gap. And Hampton is big, but it's really easy for you to see a lot of familiar faces. You know, you don't feel like you're in this I didn't feel like I was just a number. I felt like it was really easy for me to make a name for myself at the school. That's definitely what I wanted. I wanted to go to a school to where when I wear my school t-shirt, it's not a, what is that? What school is that? Where is that at? No, I wanted, when I put on my school t-shirt, you know, everybody might not know Hampton. I ain't trying to say like everybody knows the school, but when I put on my Hampton t-shirt, I want it to be to where you know what's going on. You know, when you wear certain school shirts, it's like, oh, she go there. Oh, she go there. Like if I was to wear a Maryland University, or if I was to wear like a certain school shirts, you know, it got some name to it. So I wanted to go to a school where when I put my shirt on, you already know what's going on. You already know what's going on in the university. So yes, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you all check out Niche as well as my YouTube channel. And in the comment section below, let me know what school you go to and some reasons on why you picked your school. I'm super interested to know. So I love you all so much.